Leeton and Darlingtopn Point, and even around Narrandera here, we still used to utilise areas like for firewood, hunting, and also for collecting some of our native medicine plants.
I used to just watch my father, my grandfather, my uncles. You know, if they got a cut, like now, there's nothing around here, and like, especially if you're miles away from anywhere, and if you cut yourself, they would go into the bush and get this medicine and put it on you, like they call it old man weed. You could just put it on you, like, and bandage it up, and it'd heal you.
We still got a bit of nardoo that was used back in the days to make damper. We also still use the old man weed. That's very scarce around at the moment because it loves the wetland areas, and as I said, a lot of those wetland areas are drying up.
Old man weed, to us, is a very big medicine. It'll cure anything, believe me.
I never ever went to school. About 1 year of my life, I suppose. We were always out in the scrub, gaining education out there. You know, how to find things, how to dig a rabbit out, how to get a possum out of a tree, get witcher grubs out of a tree.
Aboriginal people from here, right down to Graham's Grave Pass, like they just hunt and gather.
To get the sugar, we used to run through the forest on the roads, following bees with a white feather stuck to them. You know, that's how we used to find the honey.
I know every fishing spot along this river where, you know, because my grandfather, my father, my uncles, they all taught me, you know, where to fish and where not to fish.
It was just something we knew about when we was kids growing up. It was part of Wiradjurie country, and we just it's a place where we hung out, learned to fish and swim right along the river.
One thing my grandfather used to always tell me, that when the bark's falling off the gum trees, it's a good time to go fishing, because that's when the cod actually start moving, because little grubs and that are under the bark of the trees, they'd come snooping around for that, and if you had a good bit of bait with you, and you were lucky enough for the cod, you'd get a good feed.
No, we used to go fishing, and like there's the Curry Beach, and then there's a hard bank. Then you go along further, and there'd be the oak, they used to call it, and there's a big beach there.
I still traditionally do that with my grandchildren. I take them out every year, where I'll take them to a place called Graham's Grave. We'll camp there for 9 or 10 days, and there's no telephones, there's nothing. They just get back a little bit to nature and just try and teach them a little bit that I know, that I learned growing up.
The witchetty groves, we dig for them, look for them, and the goanna, you couldn't tease the goanna unless it'd chase you.
There was an old bloke, old Mr Ingram here. He died about probably maybe 6-7 years ago, and he passed a lot of stuff down to me that I didn't know.
My mother, she was a very tribal orientated woman. She used to swear at you in the lingo, but she also used to talk to the spirit of the river.
I'll pass a lot of that down to my sons, but then again, you've got to appreciate what you've got to want to do it. Like it's got to be in you, you know. You've got to live and breathe it, you know. Like where I live and breathe it every day, you know. See,
I grew up in an era where the last of the old ones that did have all the knowledge, they were dying out. So I was fortunate enough to learn a little bit from my grandfather and a couple of other old elders around here. But yeah, A lot of that was lost, maybe mainly because of the Aboriginal Protection Board era. They weren't allowed to speak the language if they were they were caught speaking the language to the kids. Sometimes the kids were taken away.
Like he taught us some words like dangan means bread, wallang means money, gin means your feet, your ginnins, you know. Gutha means child. Ganjangs means cop, you know, the police.
I can remember when a group of old fellas were sitting around having a beer or wine. They'd be talking in the language. As soon as those kids come near and walk near them, they'd hush up and start speaking English.
The Gajak means just surprised. You know, yeah, and things like that. Yeah, he taught us a few things.
I can still recall a few words that we still used when I was growing up. Words like Miri, which means dog, Willie, possum, Womboin, kangaroo.
That's one of the sad part about being Wiradjurie and being Narrandera, you know, is that in our early days we weren't allowed to be ourselves.
A lot of that was taken away from us when we were younger, like even when my parents were growing up. Dad could speak some of the language, but Mum never, But see, that's what I'm saying, that they just cut all that out and we didn't know. You go into school, you learn English. Captain Cook come and conquered Australia and all that talk. That was all drummed into our heads.
Well, I've got to tell you a story. One day she was sitting on the side bank down there, just down from the Yanko, wasn't it? Roley Bridge, and she was sitting on there, and she was singing out, "Wiradjurie Connection, supper." And she pulled the fish in, and this bloke up, this European up about 100 yards. And when she done it again, "Wiradjurie Connection, supper," and pulled in the fish. And this bloke was listening. And you could see him coming closer and closer and closer and closer. And he was right alongside like that. And anyway, she sings out this, "Wiradjurie Connection," and he's right alongside, "Wiradjurie Connection, supper," you know. And he gets up and says, "Fish, fish, come my way, I want supper." Ah, you had to laugh. My poor old mother got the fish and bolted back to the camp.